I have to admit that there was definitely a moment in this film where I sat there and I was like, would John Hughes have made this film if John Hughes was around today? You know, I mean, when you talk about like sort of like the pinnacle of teen films, and we look at like 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink and John Hughes and The Breakfast Club, I just wonder, would he have made a film like this if he was still making films in 2022? I think that's an interesting question. I also, would he have made a film like American Pie? You know, would he have made any of these teen films, or would they have all just kept looking like 16 Candles? Would he have been able to have evolved? Interesting question. But I'm Mac from MacMovieGuy.com, and this is a review of Crush. It is not a spin-off of Finding Nemo, but it is a new film that is now available on Hulu. So if you're wondering, what is Crush? Yeah, if you don't have Hulu, I guess you wouldn't know, because it's a Hulu exclusive. So Hulu original film. I'm also a blind movie critic, so we're going to get into that a little bit of talk about the audio description on this film. So what is Crush? Well, Crush is, it's a 2022 teen film. It's the best way of describing it. And it is not seeking to be Euphoria, but it is seeking to be as progressive as humanly possible. So what you've got is you've got students, you've got a girl who ends up sort of in this really awkward love triangle dynamic. It's, you know, a high school movie, and there's that sort of balance back and forth of being an outcast or being in. I mean, this film, there are so many little things that this film does. It's funny that this film is trying to really be something different. You know, it's very LGBT forward. The three female leads in the film all at some point are all kissing in various patterns each other. So that's an interesting way of going about things. But at the same time, this film also just does all of the usual teen movie things. You know, I'm thinking about, I know people are like, sit down, old man. Be quiet, boomer. I mean, I hear that. I'm not saying the film is bad. It's just, it's funny that, like, even now we're not getting rid of certain tropes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still have, the adults are really silly. They're goofy. They're not really, there isn't like a serious adult in this film. This is one of those teen films that's gone the route of making all of the adults like somewhat ridiculous. Thank God one of them is Megan Mullally, because she is fantastic. And she plays, of course, and I've seen this used a lot. I mean, let's face it, Eugene Levy mastered this in the American Pie franchise. The sex positive parent, who is so awkwardly sex positive and just keeps trying to have the conversation and talks about, you know, sex toys with her daughter. And later on, she's with this other one and talks about, you know, sex positions. And it's just, it's like she's that like cringe-worthy mom that you're wondering, like, does someone have that? Does that exist? Is there a mom that washes their teenage daughter's sex toys? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. I feel like that's just like a joke we're making. This also has things that usually appear in teen movies where somebody takes up a sport, but like sport is not their thing. So so you have that where somebody has to learn athletics. That's been done before. You see the the object of somebody's affection uh ends up being somebody that they didn't think it was going to be. That's what we, that's a trope that's used a lot in these movies. There's, of course, somebody's always running for the student council president in a teen movie. They're always having elections. There's an election in this film. there's the main girl is a quirky art student, and I was like, okay, she's all that. Um, there's that moment where a student has to make an impassioned speech in order to in order to win back the one that they're in love with. That happens in this film. There's the party with all the teen drinking that happens in this film. This film checks off so many boxes, but it also tries really hard to let you know that it's 2022, and it does so by having like female leads, by having LGBT female leads, by having this sort of interesting twist with that. Um, I would say, two of the female leads, obviously, you'll figure it out when you watch the movie. You'll see the twist. But I'm trying not to ruin all of Crush. The cast is okay. I was interested that Alawi Cravalho, I'm so sorry, I messed up her. There's no way I pronounced her name correctly. The girl who is most well known for being the voice of Moana. She's actually playing a real character, like not an animated character in this, and I thought that was awesome for her. And like I said, Megan Mullally, she was perfect for the role that she was cast in. So the cast is fine. The direction's fine. It's just funny to see the tropes, the usual teen tropes. It's like, I'm sure the generation now, they think that they've gotten away from, the other generation. And to some extent they have. I've seen most teen films now are no longer about male conquest of women. That is something that we seem to have retired, but it seems to also be like the only thing we've retired. So, a lot of the other tropes I could tell you other teen movies that did it first. And probably there were even teen movies before that. I didn't even watch teen movies from back in, the 50s and 60s. So, Beach Blanket Bingo or one of those movies. So, it's interesting to see that this film just follows right along down that line, even though it's also trying to chart its own path. So, it's an entertaining film. The characters are nice. The storyline's nice. There's a cute little thing about them doing these puns. It's cute. It's a nice film. It's rated TV MA, which I would say it's a light TV MA. I'm not 100% sure that this film would have gotten an R rating. I don't know. Maybe I've just seen a lot of films worse than this, but this feels like a really tame TV MA, or an R if it is, that I wasn't just totally blown away by, usually, teen comedies can get really raunchy. This doesn't really get raunchy. It references some stuff, but I hear about, middle schoolers watching Euphoria. So this is nowhere near that. So, this is, this is a Disney animated cartoon compared to Euphoria. So, speaking of Moana, but the audio description was fine. Yeah, I didn't have any problems with the audio description. It has good audio description. I wasn't confused. The audio description does have some light descriptions of what people look like, which is always a plus, because you don't always assume what these teens are wearing, and they're trying to let you know that these teens have their own unique styles. So we do get a little bit of that, and that's nice. Yeah, audio description's fine. I wasn't blown away by it. It didn't like go out of its way to, make me want to tell you this is the greatest audio description I've ever heard, but it did exactly what it was supposed to do. So I can't also complain about it. It's perfectly fine audio description. It is the necessity of audio description. So congratulations on that. Thank you for the audio description. So yeah, that is Crush. So if you want to watch Crush, like I said, I don't feel like it really reinvented the wheel. It's not going to be my favorite teen comedy. I don't really know where people will be talking about this film in 5-10 years. I was kind of surprised. I remember when The Duff came out and I saw that, and I didn't really think it was going to be something that sort of hit any sort of cultural touchstone, but it ended up lasting a little bit longer than I initially gave it credit for. So maybe we'll be hearing about Crush for a while. Who knows? I'm going to give it a B, though. That's my grade for Crush. I feel like that's a solid... It's good. It's good, not great. Good, not great. Seen a lot of teen comedies. This didn't really do too much new stuff, even though it thinks it is. It thinks it's being really new. It's not really being really new. It's actually falling a lot into usual teen comedy tropes. It's just doing it with LGBT leads. So if you consider that to be revolutionary, we've had LGBT leads in films before, so I guess I just watch more films than you. So I wasn't like, ooh, LGBT leads, which can always be celebrated, but it's not like this is the first film with LGBT leads in it that's a teen film. Anyway, hope you liked my review. You can hit that like button and do a subscribe. Hey, it's a Hulu film with audio description. We've already won. I found a film on Hulu. Do you have any idea how many films I had to click on Hulu in order to find something with audio description? What do they have right now? They have like Death on the Nile does not have audio description. The Hating Game does not have audio description. Those were the two films that they were pushing at me. And so then I was like, I'll see Crush. Yeah, so at least it has audio description. And you can visit backtomovieguy.com for more reviews, because that's what I do. I just keep reviewing films with audio description for you guys to kind of let you know, are they watchable? Are they good? Are they worth your time? What are they like? So, check Crush out. It, if nothing else, it'll show Hulu that we're watching films with audio description, and maybe they'll have a few more. I don't know. Hulu needs to get better about that. But until next time,